Hey everyone, Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. We're back with week 3 of the devlogs for the Act 2 update of Death Must Die. Today is really exciting because there's some serious balance changing that's going to really affect basically everything in the game. We also have spoilers at tier 2 equipment and some serious quality of life buffs. So stick around if you want to see all of that. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. And I appreciate you watching. Anyways, let's get into it. I'm going to read through this and also give some feedback and paraphrase some stuff so it's not like super dull. But anyways, let's get into it. Devlog number 3. Today we want to focus on game design and balance. Namely, how are we improving build variety in the upcoming Act 2 update? The problem we posted last week is that attack-based builds are currently inferior to spell-based builds. It's easier to visualize it when we look at the hierarchy of stats in the game. We have this global to attack and spell little tree here. It's barely a tree. It's 3 items. But let's go on to the next part before I talk on this. At first glance, the tree looks balanced. Attacks and spells are the main stat categories, and they inherit from the global stats. Makes sense? But while you're limited to 1 attack blessing, in most runs you end up with a huge number of spells, and that's every run. So the sheer quantity of spells versus attack is the first issue. To clarify, that's a big difference. But a bigger problem is that summons and dashes are technically spells as well, so the tree actually looks like this. I would go so far as to say it's not just summons and dashes, it's literally everything that's not an attack. Everything that's not an attack benefits from spell damage. So even abilities that trigger off of attacks, which means that spell damage becomes better than attacks for attack-based builds, which is a whole part of the problem. Anyways, looking at this, the tree expands a little bit. This is what it looks like now. There's attack, and there's spell, and there's summon, and there's dash, right? This means that any bonuses to spell damage, duration, area, whatever, also affects summons and dashes. This makes those builds very strong and further disincentivizes attack-based builds. It's just not viable to make an attack dash build, for example. Yeah, that does not... If you want to do an attack build in this game currently, you have to commit. And even then, it's a struggle. Anyways, now we get into the extremely exciting changes. To fix these, we've redesigned the stat hierarchy. We're getting a lot more stats now. Basically what they've done is they've split the damage categories into 6 different tags. So there's going to be attacks, which is your basic attack. There's going to be dashes, which is your dash attack. There's going to be strikes, which based on this description below, it says strikes are spells that trigger with attacks, like Breath of Fire or Chain Lightning. So I'm assuming here that is going to be anything that is on hit chance effects, and when you attack a certain number of time it triggers. Sickles for Mort, obviously Breath of Fire, Chain Lightning, Soul Stealers, chains, those type of effects are going to be strike. I'm guessing these things could change obviously, and they could be put in different categories. And then there's going to be cast are cooldown spells like Meteor Shower, Blades, Light, Lightning Orbs, that type of deal. That one's pretty simple. It's just spells, just generic how you would think of spells in any other game, just passive things that you don't have to cast. Then we have powers, which is listed as various other abilities like Flare or Incineration. This one's kind of interesting because power covers power almost feels like it's going to cover anything that doesn't fit into these other categories. Also, the scaling of Incineration is interesting because Incineration is a burn effect. So, like, are you increasing the damage of Incineration or like the burn from that? Or are you just increasing like power duration affects Incineration and whatnot, right? I'm curious as to how power is going to be implemented with the rest of these, but overall it's a good thing. And then summon has its own damage type, which it already does, so this is just more of the same basically. So basically we've split spell damage into dash, strike, and power. and kind of separated stuff. Now we're gonna get some tier 2 item spoilers. If you don't want to see them, well, they're probably already been on the screen. It is what it is. Anyway, let's go over some of the interesting ones and what that looks like for the future of the game here. If you look at this amulet up here, it has 11% strike damage, 8% strike crit, 0.8% strike crit chance, faster cooldowns. But this is a tier 1 rare amulet. It's not that great, right? We have a tier 2 rare headpiece that has 29% dash damage, 24% dash duration, 2.6 master offers, 0.5. I still don't think this item is very good, but that's a lot of damage. It just doesn't have master offers. But it is tier 2. We move over to relics and things get a little more interesting with this epic tier 2 with 49% attack damage and 18% attack speed. I may be wrong, but I don't think attack speed really shows up on any items currently outside of a couple uniques, aside from weapons. So if attack speed can now roll on random gear, that's a big change. And I'm going to significantly increase not just attack builds, but strike builds as well. Speaking of strike builds, how about the Scorpion Queen? The new Witchblade, basically, for tier 2. Strike damage, attack speed, and it also has 174 estimated DPS, not bad. Big thing here is it has very fast attack time for a greatsword, which is the Scotty weapon. Also, whenever a strike triggers, again, that's Chain Lightning, Breath of Fire, it has a 20% chance to fire off again. Super cool weapon, love it. We have Scepter of Domination, which is a staff from Maris that is basically an attack X summoner build. Shout out to Hunter x Hunter, the shirt I'm wearing. So attack X summoner. You're gonna get attack damage based on 20% of your summon damage, plus you get 100% summon damage. It's a unique staff, so that's what you're getting. I don't know if the stats will vary or not. They might. I feel like the stats are going to vary because it's a really random number, 99.4% summon damage. It's strange. That said, this is like a whole build setup in itself, right? Like you kind of become like a damage dealing necromancer. Pretty cool. And then we get on to this epic bow here. The first look at the ranger weapon, and it seems pretty incredible. The estimated DPS is very high. It's got a fast attack speed. This one specifically, it's only epic. It is a unique though. It has extra cast stuff, a significant amount of cast crit chance. This is a noticeable effect. Like that's a huge number for critical chance. So that stat might be getting buffed. Also, your casts have a chance to apply burning, which is nice. But then there's some other things going on here. 1100 range is outright ridiculous. That's just about the same, I think, as Candy Cane, the holiday staff from Maris. That is part of the reason that staff is so good. It also has 1800 velocity, so this thing's going to fire incredibly fast. And the arrows are going to be very short. So if you look at the reference here, like, you know how Maris shoots the balls and they blow up, right? That's 5. This is 2. So with arrows, it's like, you know, they're probably not gonna explode when they hit. I would guess. It also has 5 pounce. So that's Pierce R bounce, which is again a high number. I don't know. This bow seems insane, and I don't even. This is epic. I can't even imagine what the unique mythic ones are gonna look like. But I mean, this could just be the best. You never know. Anyways, these are the items that we've been spoiled with right now. Looks incredible. I'm super excited. But wait, there's more. And to further encourage build making with all new affixes, we're completely removing item binding and doubling the total stash tabs to 8 with the Act 2 update coming in April. That means no more soulbound items and 8 stash tabs. So you've got your Signet of Mastery that gives you 6% more mastery offers, but it's locked to one character. Not anymore. All of your light armor shared between 2 characters. All of your heavy armor shared between 2 characters. Assumedly, the ranger's going to use medium armor, and you're going to get to share that between whatever the new character's name is and Scotty. This is huge. I don't think 8 stash tabs is going to be enough for me because I'm a degenerate, but I think for most people it probably will be. I'm so excited. This is so cool. Not binding stuff, especially with the changes up here of like how many different builds we're going to be able to make. Because each character is going to have an attack build, a strike build, and like multiple builds within each damage type. It's going to be wild. And then, you know, next week, they're going to introduce the Ranger and some of the new map locations from the upcoming act, implying that there's also going to be new like shrine effects and whatnot. So that's something to look forward to. Anyways, that's it for today's update. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are excited as I am. Can't wait for April 20th. I'm pretty certain that's the day it's going to come out, which dropping it on 420 is just like, oh, so perfect for these devs. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Have a great day. Jeff out.